Alright, what's going on, guys? So we're back with another Alliance War video today, and today it's going to be a tough war, guys. It's OMNI versus MNG, Marvel's Notorious Gamers. These guys, they are like, I think they're number 2 in war season, so it's going to be tough. So for the first part of my path here, I'm on path 4. Going to be popping just a straight up 30% boost. His first 3 fights usually aren't too bad. I usually just bring Stark for all of them. Stark Spidey, he is a war god, man. I love Stark Spidey. But I brought Omega Red as well along today, and Void. So I really like this war team. Like, I'm just thinking, if Void and Omega Red were both at rank 5, this war team would just be nuts. It'd be nutter butters. But yeah, I brought Void for a Iron Man Infinity War fight. Cause it looks like he's on my path, and then we brought Omega Red for the bleed node, and it looks like an Iceman's gonna be on there. So those are 2 of the later fights. But first up, right here, we just have a Winter Soldier, just a diversity fight. You know, a 6-star Winter Soldier, just some bulk to him. SpiderMan just steamrolls through that, no issue. So the next fight here is a Mystic Champion, and I was expecting, I don't know, maybe like a Juggernaut or something, and I was not ready for what came, guys. I got so scared when I went into this fight, because if I had a blade, it would have made this fight so easy, but it's a magic, guys. I'm like, Stark Spider's magic, it's not good. I'm like, okay, let me build up poise, Mystic Dispersion is nerfed, so I don't have to worry about that. And then she just starts throwing heavies when I'm trying to build poise. Like, what are you doing, magic? I don't know. Don't throw your heavies yet. Look at her, that's 3 heavies already. So I hit her twice, and then I power drain her, so no limbo procs there. Gonna keep building up poise so I can crit really hard. I actually got a little unlucky, 0 crits in the first 3 hits, but here comes the critical rate here. I go for a parry here. I have 8 poise charges, 9, 10 now. Now I'll go for the parry. Now I'll push her over the power threshold, and because she was stunned, Pacify kicked in. She didn't trigger any limbo, and I was able to take her down. So we barely took any damage. It was I'm really happy with how that fight went. I got super scared when I saw magic as a 5-star, but it was all good. Now we got a skill champion. It's a 565. I looked in this guy's profile, and he has the only skill rank 5 he has is Blade. So unless he has another rank 5 skill champ, it's gonna be Blade. So I'm bringing in Stark Spidey. Now, the reason why I think Stark Spidey is so good for this all or nothing node is because this node isn't just all or nothing. If you look under Blade's health bar, you'll see an armor, and that armor is actually ridiculous. Like, if you don't crit, you're barely doing damage against this guy. So the great thing about Stark Spidey is he's a crit machine. So get up to as many poise charges as possible, and those crits are just crazy. 6k, 4k, we're just melting through them. Let's see. Yeah, look at that basic attack. That did 184 damage. That's nothing. So that's why I think Stark Spidey is just so good for this fight. And you know, with the taunts, you can try to bait out a special here. I tried to bait it out with the taunt, but he came at me and I parried him. So right here, I'm like, okay, 2% health left, parried. I just went for it. I didn't even have to worry about baiting a special there. Yeah, I knew I had enough damage to finish him off, but if I would have waited a little bit longer, without pushing his power, and I just couldn't bait a special, I can always parry and then try to drop a heavy to power drain him. That's a great thing about Spidey. Now, we have a Wasp on the mini-boss here. Now, Wasp, I'm a little... I've been trying to practice. I dueled one a little bit first, and I'm going to go ahead and pop a power start 1 boost so that I can get to an L2 with Spidey, so I can do a lot of damage after start. You see I'm fully boosted up right now. I boosted up before I started recording because I was just waiting for the next node to go down so I can take it with the power boost. So yeah, going here with Wasp. Basically, my strategy is to just bait out heavies and L1s, and that will make it so that you see that little timer there, so that she won't be able to evade and then give you that stupid shock debuff. That's just... Wasp's so annoying when she does that. So here, bait out the heavy. I'm a little stuck against the wall, but I've been practicing against her heavy. You can hit her when she's like halfway through the animation, so I've been working on that. And the L1... the great thing about Stark Spidey is even if you're like kind of in the corner against the L1, there's a good chance he'll auto evade it, so that's good. Drop the L2 there, did some decent damage. It's kind of hard to build poise though because I'm just against the wall. I don't really want to build too much poise, but she's going down. Just try to bait out an L1 or a heavy here at the end so I can finish her off, and there we go, boom bam, she's down. So that fight went great, really happy with that. And now is where we have the Iron Man Infinity War. So this next node, I can't get my words out. There's the node where you plagued mine. That's it. Where your power is just drained. Why can't I talk? And then there's also Burden of Might. When you attack, when you get a buff on you, you lose like 25% of your max health or your max power. So I just wanted to start with an L1 so I can start getting my debuffs going. So I don't really want to have to worry about losing all my power and not being able to get enough debuffs on him. So this is like the first real Iron Man Infinity War fight that I've done in Alliance War, like a real 5-star beefy one, you know, like the first real one. And I'm bringing in my rank 4 Void. You know, I've fought some Iron Man Infinity Wars in like the dungeons and stuff, and I've watched a lot of gameplay on Iron Man Infinity War, especially Brian. He has some great videos fighting him with his Void, so I know how to do it. Drop my heavy a little bit, but right now, as long as I think it's 4 armors, as long as he doesn't have 4 armors and he's above 50% health, you don't have to worry about the auto block. And all my debuffs are getting on him. He's about to be at 2 of each, and now I just wait for my timer, and then he'll go into Fear of the Void, and then we can start doing some real damage here. So now Fear of the Void is active. Now the regen kicks in, and it's not being reversed, but then we trigger the Petrify, and then there we go, it starts working for us. So everything's going really good in this fight right now. I'm at 85% health. I got a lot of health to work with. I'm feeling really good about this fight. I've also been practicing baiting out the L1, like just getting the evade time on it, because it kind of messed me up when I first came back to the game. I could not evade that L1. It kept tagging me. But here, just trying to be careful. I pushed him to 15%. Now I can just back off. Don't want to attack him now, or else I'll get auto blocked. So just waiting for him to throw a heavy. Then I can throw my heavy, and then boom, he goes down. So I was extremely happy with how that fight went. I was feeling really good about that fight. I'm like, yes, let's go. And now, guys, we get to use some Omega Red. So just waiting for that next node to go down on us. And now we're all free of links. Now, this is, I go ahead and look at his profile. Someone said it was probably going to be an Iceman. I went ahead and checked his profile, and yeah, it's definitely going to be an Iceman. It's a 565. I picked up Scouter Lens. It's amazing for these Alliance Wars. I looked at the Iceman, his SIG was like 106 or something. I was like, okay, that's a lot better than SIG 200. So this is the bleed node, so we got to bring in Omega Red. And I was a little skeptical about bringing in Omega Red because apparently there was a bug where he was taking a lot of bleed damage from a bleed node. It wasn't being reduced. But I tested it in Alliance Quest before this war, and it was working properly. So I was like, okay, I'll bring in Omega Red. And as you guys can see, we're taking a lot of damage just from that cold snap. But once that cold snap goes away, it's about 80. We're getting plus 80 and minus 28, so we're healing up from that bleed now. And the great thing about Omega Red is, while he's bleeding, we have Death Field active, so the cap on our Death Spores is increased to 30. So just watch the red numbers on Iceman. It's over 1,000 now, and with Breakthrough, our basic attacks are doing a crap ton of damage. So everything in this fight is just going really well right now. We're at 25 Death Spores. Boom, 30. That's doing over 3,000 damage per second to this Iceman, as long as I'm just standing next to him. And that's not even with the degen. I couldn't successfully get the degen off just because it was a stun immune node. I wasn't even going to try to mess with it, because but the damage from our Death Field and just the signature ability of the Death Spores is 3,000 per second. Imagine if we got the degen off. That damage would be ridiculous. So fight went really well with Omega Red. I was really happy with his performance there. Wow, Omega Red. I was so proud of him right there. I'm like, my boy, my boy. Now next up we have a Ultron, classic Ultron mini boss. So I'm like, okay, I think we'll bring in Stark Spidey for this one. I'm still fully boosted. The power start one boost is worn off by now, but that's fine. Still got like 30% attack and health, 25% health, and a 10% attack. So make sure they're still active, and we're good to go. So bring in Stark Spidey here. Classic Ultron is really not an issue for me. You just gotta understand how his evade works, and pretty much just be ready after the L1. If I have one tip for fighting Ultron, just be ready after he throws his L1 for the evade, or if he hasn't evaded in a while, just get ready on your next hit. He's probably going to evade. So right here, I just started building up some voice charges. I was ready for the evade there. I was not ready for that heavy attack. His heavy attack comes in quick, like War Machine and a couple other champs. That heavy attack just comes in super fast. Was not ready for it. Here, I pushed him to the L2. But, you know, I'm Stark Spidey. I'm not worried. Let him throw it against me against the wall. I just let Spidey auto evade. I could take the block damage if I needed to. No worries there. Bait the L1, go in. He evades. I'm ready for the evade. I immediately back up. That right there was what I was talking about. Go ahead, drop my L1. And go ahead. I was trying to finish him off with the heavy. Thwip, but we didn't get a crit. And with his armor, non-crits just don't do much damage. So right there, you see I went in after the L1, and then I backed up immediately just because I was ready if he did evade. But And guys, that's going to do it for this Alliance War. My path went really well. Unfortunately, we did end up losing to these guys. If we hop back over into the game, we can go ahead and claim the Alliance War rewards. So we had 7 attacker kills, no defensive kills though. My defense isn't the best, gotta work on it. But yeah, go ahead and get some of these shards. Hopefully we win the next war, guys. Thank you so much for watching this Alliance War video. Hope you did enjoy. Yeah, I'm really happy with Omega Red. Gonna be bringing him into some future Alliance Wars as well. Let me know what you guys thought of this Alliance War, and let me know if you guys also want to see some Omega Red Alliance quest gameplay. I'm gonna bring him against some Caltrops nodes, some bleed nodes, and really see how he does. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy. Peace.